All right, let's talk about synthetic division. You all should have this half note sheet in front of you. So for synthetic division, it is factoring. So synthetic division is factoring. It is factoring, okay? But we can't use MAM or quadratic formula because my degree is 3, okay? So because the degree is 3, we can't MAM or use the quadratic formula. All right, so in order to do synthetic division, and this all looks crazy, but we'll go through it. We are taking this polynomial and we're given that this might be a possible factor, okay? So this might be a possible factor of my polynomial. In order to figure out if it's a possible factor, we need to synthetically divide. So you're going to take the opposite of this, which is our 0. Okay, so 0 is 5, which is the opposite. So 0 or x-intercept. In order to find this, you just take the opposite. Okay. In order to find this, you take the opposite, or you set it equal to 0. In our case, we're always just going to take the opposite. The opposite of -5 was +5. And then you grab the coefficients. Our coefficients are everything that's right in front. Okay. All my coefficients are everything that's right in front of my variables. There's nothing here, so that means it's just a 1. So we got a 1, -2. Make sure you bring that negative sign with it, -8, and -35. Here's where synthetic division happens. I take my 5, which is in this box or in this house. After I've pulled down my first coefficient all the way down here, that's always your first step. Pull down that first coefficient. I'm going to take 5 times 1 and put it above my bar right here. Then I'm going to add -2 and 5 to give me 3. And then you're just going to repeat. 5 times 3 gives me 15. So -8 plus 15 gives me 7. And I'm just repeating. 5 times 7 gives me 35. So -35 plus 35 gives me 0. And we're going to box it off. It's important to note that if the answer is 0, then the binomial is a factor. So because this is 0, we can say x minus 5 is a factor, which means +5 is my x-intercept. Okay, once we've gotten to there, we now have this as my answer. But how did we get this part? I was a degree 3, so when I rewrite this, I'm always going to start with a degree less than what I was. So this was 7, so it's just going to be regular 7, 1x, and then x squared. We were x cubed, so we're just going to start as ax squared, and then plus bx plus c, which was my constant. Okay, we'll do some more examples with this, but in class, you will always just be able to write it as a polynomial, which is a quadratic. So write it as a quadratic. And then now we're in the quadratic form because we are a degree 2. So now we can factor or use the quadratic formula. All right, in the next video, we will go through the notes and we'll do some examples.